Hi folks, I'm going with today's shout out is for the weather. Welcome to Saturday. There's the time and all that, 20% humidity, 26.2. I mean, this weather for me is absolutely perfect. I can work out here with the sun shining in, and you know, between basically 50 and 80, I could be outside every day playing around in this. Anyway, so quick shout out for the weather. Spring is coming. The golf cart. You can see I have the proper exhaust pipe on it now, which is a good thing. And given that I found the brake hub, I'm going with final assembly on this stuff. And it's going to look something like this. I'm just loosely putting this here for now. Alright. One has to make sure you grab as much. When I drill this, it'll be a little lower. And there we go. This bolt here is actually going to rest against the frame. It doesn't hurt anything by doing that. This bolt just does the tension. This thing slides on the shaft that bolt's bolted to, and that's what pushes the brakes. And I just want to make sure. No, I'm going to have to work on that because it's hitting the frame, so I'm going to have to spend a few minutes at that. I might have to move it more this way. You know, until you mock things up, you really don't see them. I've also decided to sleeve this rather than have these locks all over the place. I decided to sleeve this, so I have a sleeve in there, right? This is able to float. It's keyed to the shaft, but it's able to float. Then I have a sleeve in this, and I have it locked here, and it's locked out here. Then it's going to be locked here, and I'm going to put sleeves here. And then when I bolt the wheel up, I'm going to extend the sleeve so that maybe there's a 1/4 inch out here, which will move the wheel out. Then if I throw a couple of washers on here, it'll move the wheel out a little bit more. So the wheel isn't tempted to go near this, right? So yeah, when you start mocking this stuff up, when you start looking at final assembly, you start noticing, nope, too close, that's rubbing. Shifting. You noticed I cocked the shift lever up a little bit, right? You can see it's not, it should be down where this thing is, and it's up. And quite honestly, that just put it in gear. That takes it out of gear. And if I had the thing depressed, it would actually put it in neutral. So it's as easy as having a you know, 2 forks on a bar, pushing this back and forth, and I'll probably just have a spring holding that bar down. That way, if any amateur goes to jam it or something like that, it'll just hop over. It won't break things, because I don't want it. I don't want to directly hook up to this. I'd rather have some give. The shift lever is going to be in between the seats, and it might be in an awkward situation. So I don't want to have it so that I could directly do something with the shift lever out here, especially if it's a kind of a high lever, and have it damage the shifter shaft. One of the folks mentioned having the end of the shift lever bigger like this. Then I could put one of these brake cable things on there, And when I want to go into reverse, I just squeeze the handle, right, like this, and that'll allow me to, right, the cable will go to this thing, right, and it'll lift it up just like my finger's doing, and then I can go right into reverse. The exhaust pipe, I wish the end of it didn't quite hook up like that, but it does. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I was kind of messing around and I found this in the Hoard. I mean, it's okay over there, but I'd really rather get it out and under, even under and in between these two, or out and out back over here, right? So I am going to have to mess with that exhaust pipe a little bit. I've really not had very much luck bending these things. They either have a tendency to kink or crack, right? Like, I'd really rather get this going the other way. I guess what I could also do is cut it, rotate, and put it back on, perhaps. I don't know. I'll mess with the exhaust pipe later. I could just hack a muffler onto this thing. You know, a 10 horsepower Briggs & Stratton type muffler, just to kind of be able to romp it about a little bit. I'm distracted because I'm looking for. I bought a bunch more of this conduit, and the other thing I can do is take this conduit. I have a pipe bender, and I could kind of, you know, get it out back. And quite honestly, if I make it this long, so it goes all the way out the back here, it'll be just about, yeah. I can probably mess around with the conduit. It'd probably be just about quiet enough where I don't have to think about it too much. Or I could, set it up in here. Well, should have bought the neck size up also. We'll see. I have time for the exhaust system. I also have all of this junk, so I can also mess with these. I also have one more of these real Harley mufflers. These guys. I have another one down in the basement. There's nothing to really save it for, so I could also figure out something to do with that, and get that one on there, get it out going low. So there we are. I'm showing you guys, I don't know, perhaps too many details on this as I'm putting it together, but there's a lot to think about, a lot of considerations. Some of the stuff I have trouble with, you know, like this bar is going to come down and have trouble hitting the frame. Just little things. Should you use this type of disc brake? You know, it kind of tells you you wanna look. I would be bolting it there and there. A couple of things. It runs parallel to the frame, which would get me a little more strength. Given that this thing is tied on 2 points, it would be stronger. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking there. I'm debating whether to drill and tap this or bolt through. I'll probably bolt through. That'd give me the strongest hold. Anyway, folks, I hope you're watching these and paying big attention. That way, if I'm screwing anything up, you all could tell me before I jump too far off the cliff. I've checked to make sure this is running nice and true, and it is. Right. It's not doing anything strange up there. It's perfectly parallel, right? So that all looks good. I'm really getting excited because to do a non-shifter ride, I'll probably be able to do that hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be another kick-ass day. Weather's supposed to be perfect again. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to, you know, kind of start it up, gently back it out, right? Pop it into first gear and maybe give it a little, I mean, not a rip snort, but a little putt-putt around the house, you know. Control the hand throttle with my hand and, you know, spin this about for steering. Yeah, it's getting very, it's getting close to its first ride. And then after the first ride, one does a few more details, and then you take it out for a rip snort. You know, much like I did with that puppy this morning, right? When I first took it out, I kind of putted around, and then when I had it out today, you know, I gave it a couple of you know, 3/4 throttle blips to see how she would pull and how she would do, make sure she would run out, and it seemed to be able to do all of those things. All right, folks, this is getting to be a long video. I want to thank you all for showing up and watching my videos, taking the time to comment, playing my contest there, right, for the Chuck key, all the positive support I get, all the encouragement. I really do appreciate that. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and folks, please get out there and enjoy all your days. Don't let any time get by you. You got to get out there and have fun. Bye now.